Okay, real quick. So as you saw, the Supreme Court voted 6-3. So 3 voted against. But 6 voted for birthright citizenship. I always feel like there's a catch somewhere, but for now it's good. And, and what birthright citizenship is, I'm sure you all know already, but it's when someone who's here undocumented, I guess, has a child. And aren't we all? I know a lot of people try to say, oh, our ancestors came here legally. Not so much. I did research on that, and the truth is a lot of people came here without papers. They came here under seeking asylum from a country where they've had tyranny and poverty and religious persecution, and they came here seeking asylum and freedom. And what happened was they had due process, which is like, let's say, Ellis Island would put them on in this center where they would stay for their due process, and they would have medical checks and create an identity, and then they could be released into America, usually still with poverty, but here they were free and had the opportunity to make a living. So that to me, we are all birthright citizens, except the indigenous, the Native Americans, and for the most part, a lot of Latinos, because at that time there was not a border between, it was North America, Mexico, and the U.S. were one country. Anyway, so 45 is mad. Yesterday you saw Clarence Thomas, right? I'm sure you all, I say right because you guys probably all saw this video where he's walking through the halls of Congress, and the interviewer asked him, why are you heading to this secret meeting, and who are you meeting with, and blah, 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 blah. And it's really suspicious the night before the decision that Clarence Thomas would be having secret meetings, probably with Mike Johnson and 45 and others. And we know Mitch McConnell's not around, so he's not there to influence. And I think we're starting to see him not being around, the influence. And people are starting to realize that 45 is going to be like Mitch McConnell, and that they have to change their political trajectory because they're not going to have that protection. Okay, trying to stay on track, but 45 on 4th of July, he's going to do this massive pardoning. I feel like 45 has promised pardons to a lot of people, and they're begging him because they know that before the midterms and before his potential health crisis, it could be any day, that they want that pardon locked in. But a lot of other people are seeking their own route now apart from him, and seeing that there is a path. There must be a path. They're seeking their lifeboats basically off of the Trump-tanic for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so let me go back. So Clarence Thomas walking through the halls, and like, who are you meeting with? And no one. And do you have anything to say on the birthright citizenship? Nope. And he's giggling and laughing. It's like, God, clearly they're going to have a secret meeting and try to find a path toward convincing others, or some loophole, because 45 himself is really great at finding legal loopholes, unfortunately. Okay, so at that, let me say really quick, the whole thing with with E. Jean Carroll. So yesterday was great, right? They ruled that he is a grapist. Basically, the Supreme Court solidified the fact that he's a grapist, and that he has to pay her $5 million. Now, I guess he already paid the $5 million. Now, he's saying he's actually owed her like $83 million. So my thing is, I feel like that was his loophole. It's like, okay, I'll give her $5 million, and then we'll just, like, the story will die down and just forget it before the midterms, because she was going to bring discovery with his little lawsuit against her. And they would have had to bring out the Epstein files. So that's why that's what I'm getting from Spirit right now. He paid the $5 million, but he's not paying the $83 million. So that's his loophole. Make the story die down, avoid discovery, and not have to pay $83 million. See what's happening now? Just 444. Okay. Now going back to Clarence Thomas and them. What's the loophole here? Well, they gave him this higher than a king status. So Uber King, the Mad King. And I don't know what he's going to do with that, but I suppose we're going to see some activity with that. But as I was saying yesterday, I really feel like the light does always win. They said that they're going to postmark and count mail-in ballots that are postmarked. I still don't feel safe with that. I still feel like you should drop them in the drop-off box. But I actually do, with that ruling, I do trust mail-in ballots more than I trust using voting machines for entertainment purpose only. The only thing I can think is that at the last minute will things happen to voting locations. You see how my brain works, how I always have to think ahead, unfortunately, and the most negative thing. But let's think how they think. And I think that's what they would do. They would do stuff to voting locations. And using AI to just completely delete people from the registry, from being registered voters. They'll look and you're gone. And just like they're using AI on social media, deleting people's accounts, deleting, getting bans and suspensions, and then you go and it's AI, so you don't have a human to complain to and ration with, and then your account's just gone. Well, I feel like they're going to use AI, and I feel like that's one reason why they're so stressing these AI centers so much, because I feel like after the midterms, they're done. They don't care about AI anymore. They just want to get past the midterms. Okay, for now it's good. Take our small wins while we can. And now here's what I want to see. I want to see, okay, with the birthright citizenship thing, I want to see the children in the centers released. Why are they being punished? If we can agree that people are granted birthright citizenship, there should be no children in centers. None. 2, I feel like, what's the other thing? With E. Jean Carroll, we should be able to call him a rapist. And with that, 45 should be held accountable and removed from office for that. But there's a third thing. He's got this affair with the intern who looks a lot like Ivana, his first wife. But isn't that what Bill Clinton did? And Monica Lewinsky was probably older than this girl. So 45 is having an affair. He may not even know he's having an affair. He's probably said and done some things that aren't so great. But I think mostly it's her. Like, she's in the cult. She's in a cult. This is what happens in cults. In fact, it's quite common occurrence in cults, where young, impressionable, naive girls have daddy issues, and they cleave toward and sexually cleave toward the God figure, the daddy figure, the cult leader, and it's just, I don't know, it's a psychosis, but it's there. But she's the Monica Lewinsky now. If Bill Clinton was impeached and held accountable, 45 should be. But we should be able to call him a rapist. And then I thought of something else real quick, but it's probably going to go. I don't know. Oh, I was going to say, before they did the decision, I did a reading. And the reading said 10 of Cups for today. And then it said Knight of Cups as the last card. And I thought, okay, they're going to uphold birthright citizenship. And the cups were like water and love and happiness across America and families. And I almost posted it, and then I was like, nah, because every time I post it before a decision is made, it's almost like the universe goes flip. And then I'm like, damn it. So I don't like to post things. But I will say this, because it's months away. When I saw that, I was like, okay, it's going to be all right. And then like 10 minutes later, I saw that they upheld birthright citizenship. I did another reading. I was like, okay, we're running hot here. Let's do another reading. How are the midterms going to go? And it showed the 4 of Cups and the 4 of something else. But then it showed, and I said, if the Democrats are going to win the midterms, show me lots of water. And it showed me, again, lots of water. So, and I'll take a picture and post it later. I feel good about the midterms. I do. But damn, it's going to be a struggle. And I feel like they're going to use AI in very tricky ways. So at least we have these small wins. That's just what I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.